On my wedding day with Jack Miller, he ran off with his first love as if to taunt me. He would send a photo of himself with her from every new destination they visited. I was getting a manicure and enjoying imported French pastries with my afternoon tea when I received their 99th photo, but after 3 years of absence, Jack suddenly returned. He pointed at my wedding photo with someone else and shouted, "How dare you fool around with another man while I was gone?" I couldn't help but laugh. What other man? I've been married to my husband for 3 years now. Jack, you didn't actually think I was waiting for you all this time, did you? On my wedding day with Jack Miller, he ran off with his first love as if to taunt me. He would send a photo of himself with her from every new destination they visited. I was getting a manicure and enjoying imported French pastries with my afternoon tea when I received their 99th photo, but after 3 years of absence, Jack suddenly returned. He pointed at my wedding photo with someone else and shouted, "How dare you fool around with another man while I was gone?" I couldn't help but laugh. What other man? I've been married to my husband for 3 years now. Jack, you didn't actually think I was waiting for you all this time, did you? Jack glared at me and shouted, "You think I'll believe your excuses? Tell me which man you've been fooling around with. I'll make you both regret it." When he yanked my arm, my joint made a cracking sound that left me wincing in pain. My mother-in-law, Evelyn, heard the commotion and came out. Seeing a strange man grabbing my arm, she rushed to help me. "Who are you? Let go of her right now." Jack saw an ordinary-looking older woman approaching and assumed she was our housekeeper. He shoved her to the ground. "Old lady, this is between me and her. Stay out of it." When I saw Evelyn lose her balance and fall, I called out anxiously, "Mom, are you okay?" Jack froze when he heard me call her Mom. Then the anger in his eyes seemed ready to explode as he gripped my arm even tighter. "Mom, that's your mother-in-law? I thought you'd done better for yourself. Looking at how shabby her dress is, I can tell your new man isn't worth much." Tears streamed down my face as he squeezed my arm, leaving a purple bruise. "Have you lost your mind? You left me alone for 3 years without a word, and now you've come running back. Don't forget, we never even had the ceremony when you left. We weren't officially married." Jack paused at my words, then began pulling me toward the door. "Everyone knows our families arranged our marriage. You can't just say we weren't married. This villa belongs to my family. You moved in with your boy toy and now you're talking back to me? You've got some nerve." Jack dragged me from the villa complex all the way to the intersection, only stopping at the busiest spot where everyone could see. "Wendy, you found another man while I was abroad. Have you no shame? This villa is mine. Move out immediately and pay me $5 million in back rent. Otherwise, I'll completely ruin your reputation and your family's." In the crowd, I spotted a familiar figure, Jack's first love, the woman Jack had run away with. She smiled smugly at me, her eyes full of contempt. I managed a pale smile. Jack had already humiliated me when he suddenly left, and now he was back to embarrass me again. I had originally married Jack to save my family's business, thinking our marriage would rescue the company, but until he left, my family's company never received the investment funds, and eventually had to declare bankruptcy. The wealthy neighbors in the villa complex had overheard Jack's accusations and already believed most of what he said. No wonder this woman rarely comes out. She's been keeping a lover in that villa. I thought she was rich, but she's just spending some man's money. What a little tramp. Just then, my mother-in-law came limping out, clutching her back and glaring angrily at Jack. "Let go of her hand right now. When my son gets back, you'll be sorry. Wendy, don't be afraid. Mom will protect you." Hearing this, Jack wasn't intimidated at all. Instead, he dragged me along the ground, making me slide slowly. "You old hag, you dare threaten me? It doesn't matter who you think you are, you're still squatting in my villa. Pack your things and get out." The small stones on the ground tore at my legs, leaving 2 trails of blood behind me. "Jack, this villa is mine. Go home and ask your parents what really happened back then. I'm warning you to let me go, or you're dead. This woman isn't my housekeeper. Be careful who you offend." Just as Jack was about to speak, Annie interrupted him. She pushed angrily through the crowd and kicked me hard in the chest. "You little slut, why are you crying and putting on this act? Are you trying to seduce the rich men around here? Wasn't it enough to seduce some pretty boy behind Jack's back? Now you're flirting with everyone." Her kick left my chest aching. Like a ball of cotton was stuck in my throat. When Evelyn saw Annie hit me, she rushed over to shield me with her body. "Wendy, are you okay? Hold on a little longer while I find a way to save you." Annie, seeing someone dare to stop her, angrily grabbed her hair and slapped her face several times. "You old fool. Just because you moved in, you really think this villa is yours? Never mind that Wendy Chancer is trash. I'd beat your pretty boy son too if he were here." My mother-in-law lost her balance from the blows and fell to the ground, not moving, seeing her covered in dirt. I cried out in anguish, "Mom." I turned and shouted at Annie and Jack, "If you have a problem, take it out on me. Don't hit my mom. She's over 60 years old. Have you no conscience?" This comment provoked Jack. He grabbed my hair and pulled his belt off, whipping me over and over. I lay on the ground, unable to move, barely making out the shadows of people moving around me. I closed my eyes in despair, thinking I might die right there. Just then, a man in the crowd couldn't stand it anymore and stepped forward, shouting, "Stop." Jack looked up at the bald man and sneered. "Are you one of Wendy's lovers too? Why do you care so much about her? You rich wives better be careful. This woman will sleep with anyone. Don't let her steal your husbands." His words made the wealthy wives in the crowd look at me with suspicion. Their once sympathetic eyes turned cold, as if they wanted to spit on me. The man stood in front of me, facing off with Jack. "Sir, please watch what you say. No matter what, you can't beat a woman in public like this." Hearing this, Jack's eyes darted between us. Then he punched the man in the nose and straddled him, beating him repeatedly. "You think I'm scared of you? I'll kill you both, you adulterous couple." Through my hazy vision, I could see the Good Samaritan's face becoming bruised and swollen from the beating. "Stop involving innocent people. If you have a problem, take it out on me." Jack sneered and walked slowly toward me, pressing his foot on my face and applying more pressure. "I won't spare this lover of yours or this old woman. You're all trash. Today I'll teach you a lesson. Who gave you permission to make yourselves at home in my villa? Then Annie and Jack straddled my mother-in-law and me, slapping our faces repeatedly. I could feel my teeth loosening from the blows. My mother-in-law had barely opened her eyes when Annie's strikes dazed her. She was too old to fight back against Annie. Soon her face was covered in blood, making her expression unrecognizable. When I saw her head loll weakly to one side, I shouted in shock. The emotional distress triggered my asthma, and I began gasping for air. Please, please, get my medicine. I couldn't feel pain anymore. Only the sensation of someone choking me, making it impossible to breathe. But Jack violently pushed my hand away, found a bottle of medication in my pocket, and threw it far away. Want your medicine? Stop pretending. I never knew you had asthma. Annie stood nearby, laughing exuberantly with one hand resting on Jack's shoulder. Jack, she cheated on you. Why should we care if she lives or dies? If she dies, it's because heaven wants to punish her for being so promiscuous. The two of them worked together to lift me up and began tearing at my clothes. You like being a slut? Today we'll give you what you want. I watched as half my top was ripped away, while several onlookers recorded with their phones. By now I could barely breathe, only begging Jack over and over. Give me my medicine, or I'll die. I'm begging you. Just give me the medicine, and I'll forgive everything that happened. Jack acted like he'd heard something amusing and tossed me to the ground like a rag. I should be the one settling scores with you, and you dare talk about forgiveness? What a joke. Get out of my villa today and pay me $5 million. Otherwise, you'll regret it. As he spoke, his eyes fixed on my exposed chest, and he couldn't help swallowing. If I'd known you had such a great figure, I would have slept with you before I left. It's not too late now. Give me some fun, and I'll give you your medicine. Jack dangled the asthma inhaler, then picked me up and carried me toward the villa. No, don't touch me. Please, let me go. I clutched my chest tightly, continuously begging him to spare me. Jack's eyes roamed over my body with desire. Now you're begging me? Too late. If you please me well, I won't charge you for 3 years of rent. Then he pressed his full weight on me, feeling the unfamiliar scent on my body. I closed my eyes in despair. Suddenly, an urgent car horn blared. A limited edition Maybach drove into the courtyard. A dignified man hurriedly stepped out of the car and shouted, "Stop. What are you doing here?" Jack's dismissive expression instantly turned fawning when he recognized the man's face. He stepped forward and said, "Mr. Henderson, what brings you here?"